There we go. So let's have a look at error correction within an ESL lesson for young learners. Especially for young learners, it's vitally important to correct the error as soon as you can. Okay, so let's have a look. Number one, provide immediate and gentle feedback. Correct errors promptly during or immediately after the activity to prevent the reinforcement of mistakes. Use a gentle and encouraging tone to avoid discouraging young learners and maintain their confidence. Focus on correcting one or two errors at a time to prevent overwhelming the students. Two, utilize visual aids and gestures. Use visual aids such as flashcards, pictures, or drawings to illustrate correct usage or highlight errors. Incorporate gestures or body language to indicate corrections without relying solely on verbal explanations. Encourage students to use self correction by providing visual cues or prompts to guide them. Foster a positive learning environment. Create a supportive and non judgmental atmosphere where mistakes are reviewed as opportunities for learning. Celebrate effort and progress even when errors occur to motivate young learners and build their confidence. Encourage peer correction by promoting collaboration and peer support within the classroom. Okay, so these are the fundamental things to keep in mind when error correction. And what I am hinting at in this module, and if you're reading here, I'm indicating the use of TPR, flashcards, props, etc. You don't always need to correct an error verbally. You point an error out. You can reinforce it with a prop, reinforce it with a flashcard, ask the student to repeat, be gentle, be kind, and help them learn through their mistakes. So that is the point of error correction. Error correction is not negative in any way. It is not what the student has done wrong, but rather an opportunity for learning. So I want you to keep that in mind when thinking of error correction. There's nothing negative about error correction, but rather a positive environment to create a learning experience. And you want this young learner to learn with confidence, motivation. Hence, you are using encouragement, you are praising achievements, you are really on their team. Think of yourself as being an ESL teacher, the cheerleader behind the football team. You're not going to shout at them for their mistakes. You're rather going to encourage them. You're going to push them because you want to see them grow and develop a good, strong structure in the language. So, this is the kind of approach that you are going to have when dealing with error correction. Okay. So, remember, in specific lessons, you're going to have a proper lesson structure. You're going to have props, TPR, and flashcards incorporated in the lesson. And these are the tools that you're going to use to be able to correct the error. So always keep that in mind that errors are not negative. They're an opportunity for the student to learn and to grow. So, what I would like to do as part of this module is to answer a very important question that I've been asked many times by teachers. What happens if you're correcting the error and the student is just not grasping the concept or repeatedly making the same mistake over and over again? Now, obviously, we've spoken about this in previous modules, but being time management, following a strict regime of time management, knowing that you've got to do this. You cannot spend too much time correcting errors. And also, a very vital point to remember, which we will cover, is that if you are going to keep trying to correct the error and spend time and time until the student gets it right, you are going to break the student's confidence. So, if a young learner continuously makes the same error, adhere to the 3 by rule. Okay. 1. Correct the error by requesting the student to repeat the word or sentence. 2. Have the student repeat the word or sentence, breaking it down into syllables. Instruct the student to repeat the word or sentence, segmenting it into phonics, the sound. So you'll see there the first step is to quickly to ask them to repeat, seeing if the error was not intentional. Number 2, break it into its syllables. Number 3, break it into its phonics. Okay. So if the error persists despite these attempts, proceed with the lesson, as excessive fixation on the error may distract the overall learning experience, and effective time management is imperative for the lesson success. So if you're going to continue trying to fix this error, not only are you going to waste your time, but you also stand the chance of breaking the student's confidence. You can always, in your feedback or assessment at the end of the lesson, point out that this error the student continuously made might be a point that that you as a teacher in the company would have to focus on to help the students in their learning environment. Okay, so generally with young learners, you have 25 minutes. You have quite a bit of material to get through. Some of the slides, when I was teaching Magic Ears, had up to 30, 40 slides that I had to get through in 25 minutes. So fixating on an error, I could break the student's confidence. I could waste time. So there is a 3-by rule. Try it 3 times. If the student has not grasped it, move on with the lesson. This will help you with effective time management and not break the confidence of the student. On behalf of myself and Christy, we'd like to extend a big thank you for watching this module. And we hope that you took something from this and this was useful in terms of error corrections for young learners. So again, from Christy and myself, a big thank you and happy teaching.